Hey everybody, welcome to another one of our awesome tech videos. I am Paige Libert. I'm one of the consumer technology specialists here at Mid-Continent Public Library, and today I'm going to do a pretty short introduction to the LinkedIn app or the mobile app. So what you're going to need for that, you'll need a mobile device. This can be your smartphone, doesn't matter if it's an Apple device or an Android device, both of them work just fine. You can also use tablets, so today I'm doing this kind of little demo on an iPad Air 2, so not even a terribly new device. You will need an internet connection, so this can be Wi-Fi or mobile data. At the very least, you need it to download the app itself, and then you'll need it to run some aspects of the app. And then in terms of setting up and using your LinkedIn account, you will need some personal and professional information, just because LinkedIn is kind of a professional social media. And so the idea is that you're going to kind of put your professional information on there. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So I'm just going to tap on that. So this is just what you're kind of greeted with when you get in there. When you first start up the app, you can join now. If I tap on that, it brings up the information, so you can start to create your account, and it just asks you for some pretty basic steps. So your email, you create a password, you can create a username. It will start to ask you for some of your professional information, so it's asking you to quite literally start to build kind of a social media based resume. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Now, lady. So we're going to use Matilda. Try not to pay any attention to that. Not right now. So that pops up sometimes, not now. There we go. So this is kind of your main home page on the LinkedIn app. It's just basically a news feed. Depending on how I have my screen oriented, because I'm on the iPad, I can have this news feed take up more or less of my screen. Sometimes you'll get a little alert right at the top that is a suggestion for your profile. So right now it's asking if you're looking for a job. Other times it could be like, hey, add more information to your profile, or you've got this notification somewhere. So you might see that at the top of your kind of news feed here. And then as you scroll down, you can see there's all kinds of posts. We don't follow a lot of people on our tester account, so it's going to be a weird kind of set of what pops up in here. But a post itself, we'll look at this Forbes one. Down here at the bottom of it, you can see, like with most social media, you can interact with the post in some way. So you can like it, and if I long press on that, it brings up options for liking. So I can do the thumbs up, I can applause, I can give it a heart. In some ways you perform the light bulb or the kind of, thinking about it face. We'll go with the applause, because why not? You can also tap on comment to write a comment of any kind. You can also @ somebody, so if there's someone you want to share this with, you can @ and then their name on LinkedIn. You can also add a photo. I'm not going to comment today. If I want to share it with somebody, I can just do share, so tap on that, and that will actually allow me to share it to my timeline. I'm going to X out of that because I don't want to. You can see that when you kind of start to create a post like this, you can option to save the draft instead of just getting rid of it. I don't want to keep this, so you can just delete that. And then I can send. So share will share it to your timeline. Send allows you to send it to somebody else. So if I did send, I could find it. Somebody else here in the system will just send it to me. So you can do that if you want to. You can add a little message to it. This is Coolio. And then just tap that little arrow over there, and then it sends. And then I can find out, I can have it send me a message if I want to know when it responds. Right now I'm just going to leave it at no thanks because my notifications are turned off. So that is that. Back out of that. So I have to tap the arrows a couple of times. So you can kind of get an idea there. Scroll back up, sorry, I don't want to make anybody dizzy. So if I tap no, you can see that I can add stuff to my story. Or if anybody else has something added to their story. So that's actually what's usually at the top of your news feed. I'm not going to add to my story right now, but I could if I so chose. So up here in the top left corner, you can see my little profile picture. It's gray. It's kind of hard to see. But if I tap on that, that brings up a variety of options. It's kind of a navigation bar. So I can go in and view my profile. I can go and view my settings. Both are very important spots. I can also look at places that I have kind of tinkered with recently. So I have looked at the WebJunction group. I have looked at the librarians hashtag, the Ohio Librarian Council, and the digital content and libraries groups. So you can see what you've kind of searched for and worked with recently. You can also tap on groups to bring up any of the groups you're part of. If there's events, you can do that, and any followed hashtags. So if I wanted to just do, just see what's going on with the technology education hashtag, so this will be any posts that include that hashtag, I can go in and do that. So actually, I'm going to type up here, tap, and I'm going to view my profile this time. And so I can come in here. A lot of times it'll tell you the strength of your profile. We have intermediate because we don't have a whole lot of stuff in here, but we have enough. And we also don't have a lot of connections. We have 8 total connections. Connections on LinkedIn as basically your friends, like it would be on Facebook or your followers on Twitter. Connections are just people that you have said that you know. So if you scroll down here, you can start to see, so I've added experience. We have a job in here, skills and endorsements, which is really important. So these are skills that you say that you have, but other people, your connections, agree with you. And they are basically endorsing you, saying, yep, that person has that skill. And a kind of new thing with LinkedIn and LinkedIn app is this take a skill quiz. So you can actually take a kind of LinkedIn-based test to show that you indeed have those skills that you say that you do. And then you can add your contact information, your interests. People can sometimes see your connections, and anybody that might be related to that would be helpful. You can start a post here. That would be your activity if you want to do that. And there's all kinds of other things that you can add to your profile itself. And you can see over here in the top right corner now is my little settings gear. So if I tap on that, that will take me into settings, and I can come in here and do all kinds of stuff and change the privacy of my profile, how things are shared, who can share what with me. All kinds of information can be kind of adjusted from your settings. So I encourage you to take a minute if you are setting up a LinkedIn account and using the app to go in here and kind of play with the settings and get it set to where you're comfortable. All right, so I'm going to hop down here under this little kind of bottom nav bar. So right now you can see that I am on home. There's a little black bar above it that just says home. If I tap on my network, this actually takes me into a space where I can start to manage my network. So I can see if I tap on invitations, I can see if I have any invitations. I haven't received or sent any recently, but you can go in there and look and see kind of any activity with that. If I tap on manage my network, this is kind of like your settings for your connections and your actual like LinkedIn network. So you can kind of go in there and tinker with any of that you need to do. And then it starts to give you a bunch of suggestion or connections. So a lot of these are going to be based on your work experience. If you have any work experience put in there, we say we work at Mid-Continent Public Library. So it pretty much gives us all of the Mid-Continent employees that have a LinkedIn account or have worked there before. So it may not even be current employees. It may just, that might be on there as a list. You can also start to get all kinds of stuff based on any of the hashtags you follow, any of the any of the skills that you say you have. If you went to a specific school, you might see people for that. It's really just all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to kind of move across now. I'm going to go over here to post. And this is literally an option to create a post. So posts in LinkedIn are more professional. So keep that in mind. So you're probably not going to be posting, the Instagram picture you took of your dinner last night. But if you come across a really cool article or something that is related to your field or that you think would be useful to any of your peers and stuff that you've added to LinkedIn, this is a great place to share it. If you are a business or if you work for a business that you know that you're hiring, you can share that you're hiring. If you're looking for an expert for something, you can do that here as well. It's really handy. Another thing to kind of pay attention to, up here you can see right under my name, there's an option that says anyone in a drop-down menu. I can actually change this. It's kind of hard to see, but I can change it to connection or group. So if I want to share this post to a specific connection or to a specific group, I can do that as well. So kind of nice. So I'm going to close out of that, and you can see that that went right back to my network. Post is just an option to create a post. It's not actually a page. So I'm going to scooch across onto notifications. You can see I have 12 notifications right now. I don't check our notifications very often, but this just gives you any updates about what's going on with you or your connections or with LinkedIn or hashtags that you follow or groups that you're a part of. It is literally kind of a quick rundown of everything that's going on with everything that you have decided to follow on LinkedIn. So you can see that Steve Potter has 2 new connections. He is one of our connections, so that you could start to kind of build your network that way. So if somebody is a first connection with you, meaning you have a very close kind of working relationship or something, you can start to see who they have expanded their network out to, and if maybe they would be somebody that you could expand your network out to. You can start to see, you can give kudos, you can start to see if people have viewed your profile. There is a premium account for LinkedIn, and it is a paid service, but it does give you a little bit more access to certain things, and makes a bit more sense with the last little tab over here that I'm going to kind of bring up, which is jobs. So I did tell you that LinkedIn is a professional service, or kind of a professional social network, and they have expanded into job searching and job seeking. So a big thing on LinkedIn is that there are recruiters all over the place. And if they see that you have a skill that they are looking for, it is entirely possible that a recruiter could reach out to you. So there are a lot of businesses who headhunt on LinkedIn. And then they also just straight up advertise jobs, and you can apply for jobs through LinkedIn. You can actually use your LinkedIn profile as a resume for jobs that you apply to through LinkedIn, which is really kind of cool. So you can find all kinds of stuff. You can see, since ours is set as a librarian, a lot of our stuff is going to be library based, or in some way, shape, or form related to that. But you can come in here, you can look at all kinds of jobs. That paid or premium account subscription may open up some other jobs that might be locked behind a wall. May also kind of boost your profile for certain jobs and for certain recruiters. It varies entirely. But it allows you to kind of see who's looking at your profile and kind of gives your profile a boost, but it's absolutely not necessary. And then the last thing I kind of want to point out is up here in the very top right corner, and it only pops up in kind of certain areas, but it is messaging. So right now we have some sponsored messages in here that are just going to poof away. But there are some other ones. You can see I just sent this one to myself, so I sent an update to myself. But we have a sponsored message from Tableau Software, and then there's a couple of in-mail things, which are recruiters. These are headhunters who have actually tried to headhunt Matilda because they have marketable skills. Because we said we are librarians, that we have this kind of experience. They're trying to find somebody to fill a position somewhere in the Kansas City area related to libraries or corporate research. So that is kind of the LinkedIn app in a nutshell. I encourage you to go and dig around and play with it. And it's just got so much stuff that's really useful. It's very, I feel like it's very similar to the actual website itself, just kind of a little bit more pared down, a few fewer moving parts, but a lot of really useful stuff. So pop back into our PowerPoint here, to our last little page, which is just me saying thank you for hanging out with me on this wonderful Friday afternoon. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go play with the LinkedIn mobile app if you get a chance. There's a lot of really great stuff in there, and it's a great way to build a professional network and get yourself out there, especially if you are on the job hunt or looking for something new. So if you like this video and you want to find even more of our really cool videos, we are on Facebook and YouTube. So you can watch all of our new video premieres on Facebook and YouTube both, but just hunt down Facebook. We are MCPL 360. And then on YouTube, it is MCPL Mo or MCPL-Mo. You can find us a variety of ways. Our new videos premiere every Tuesday at 2, every Wednesday at 1, and every Friday at 1. If you want to check out our past videos, they are on both Facebook and YouTube as well. I feel like it's a little bit easier to find them on YouTube. We've got them organized into all kinds of different playlists, so you can kind of hunt down whatever you're looking for. So have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.